Did you tell? Have you told
You know what I'm
the
saying?
your subscribers that you don't profess to be a Christian? What is your spiritual background and a little bit of your history?
Well, again, I did start out in Christianity, right? And then doing my studies, as I kept studying and researching, um, I turned away from that. And so, what I am currently, what they call, I am a Moor, but our religion is Islamism. Okay, but I was going through the Quran today, and every verse that I'm reading in the Quran, I'm thinking of a scripture to go along with it. So and the reason why I'm doing that is because I have an intention to show people that the same people who wrote the Bible are the same people who are writing the Quran, right? It's like they're playing a three-card Monte game on people because of linguistics. Again, it's language, right? Um, because if you really took the time to do that, you would be amazed as to how they parallel one another, right? Some is more I view the Bible as being more more of a historical thing, a written record, and then when you get into the Quran, there's more like almost like poetry that you're reading. You know what I mean? But that poetry actually has a history to it, so you have to kind of really dig into it. You have to start looking for it because I was looking for the word. They mentioned the word of forelock today in the Quran. I'm like, what in the world is a forelock? That sounds like you're talking about some type of something that's on your head. And sure enough, they was talking about the frontal lobe of your brain,
Hmm.
right? And so that reminded me of the scripture where it says that our consciousness is shared with a hot iron. Okay, so a forelock is somebody who will disobey because they can't see they're wrong. And that's the same thing that happens when you are have a sheer your consciousness is sheared with a hot iron. You can't think straight.
But that one, and then I wanted to ask you about. You talk to a lot of young men. You talk to men ages in their 20s all the way up to their 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And what are men's percep? Oh, I forgot. Let's start all over. What are men's perceptions of what women are and what women want? We're talking about men who you talk to in the age ranges from 20s all the way up to their 70s. How do they perceive women and do they perceive them as wife material?
Ooh. Um, Most of the young men that I talk to today um, definitely do not consider most of these women today being wife material, right? And that's a problem. But I don't just look at the woman. I have to examine the young man and the men that I'm speaking to examine what their consciousness is because um, if you want that wife, you know what I'm saying, you have to be um, of good moral character yourself. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the young men today are really, in my opinion, really are not of good moral character. They may say that they are, but they're not. Um, and I should say the proof of this is it may sound weird how I'm going to say this because I was listening to that one brother today, Marquette. I think his name is Marquette Devon or something like that. Young brother to be on the YouTube, and he was talking about a young woman that he had met, and then she made mention that she wasn't going to get this surgery. And he was like, surgery? What kind of surgery are you talking about? What do you mean? And she said, oh, well, the custom over here is that the women get their hymens sewed back together so that they can present to the men that they're virgins and stuff like that. And I thought, wow, man, the world is in trouble. We are in trouble. But where does that come from? You know what I'm saying?
Like religiously, women are valued when they're virgins because they got that a lot of times from the Bible. And then it is a very valuable place for a woman to be because we're precious. You haven't given yourself to anyone. So if you want to fake to be a virgin, I guess. I mean, I don't know
Well,
what to say. That's a lot.
yeah, that's very I don't know.
Deceitful.
Yeah, it's very deceitful to do something like that. You know what I'm
And
saying?
how many
But
times have you had this surgery?
yeah, because I can tell you some stories about what happened over when I was over in Saudi, over in not Iraq, but over in Saudi doing Desert Storm. Oh my goodness! But
Mm.
I just can't blame it on the women because, brother, if you're the leader, supposedly we're the leaders of not only just our household, but we're supposed to be the leaders of the nation. And if our women are out here running wild like that, then I guess I'm gonna have to look at some of us. You know what I mean?
So the answer to the question is then you can't really give a real firm answer as to what men are looking for. And from a woman's perspective, a mature woman of 58, you shouldn't even be looking for a wife. You shouldn't even be looking for a spouse until you have yourself together. By having yourself together, I'm not saying that you got to have 5 houses, 3 cars. I'm not talking about that. You at least need to be able to hold it down. Some of the basics. You need a stable job. You need to have some kind of skill, trade, something. You need something.
Yes, you got to sustain life. Okay, so what is the woman looking for? The woman is looking for security. Okay, um, in my opinion, the men that I talk to, even the elders that I talk to, they're looking for a woman that is natural. She's a natural woman. She doesn't have all the vesti equipment on. The excuse me, what was the other queen in the Bible other than Vesti? Jezebel.
Mm.
We don't want all of that equipment. We don't want all that mirage. We want a simple woman that has her own hair, her own nails. You know what I'm saying? Everything natural. What is wrong with natural? That's what our men is looking for, right? Should I say the conscious men, the honorable men? The honorable men are looking for that type of woman, somebody that that they can be vulnerable with, right? That's not going to take it and use it against them. See,
Well, I don't know. I guess that women aren't ready to be wives and men aren't ready to be husbands then.
no,
Because it's all over. You see it all over social media. They're making fun of women with the eyelashes and the wigs, and yet they still able to hook you though.
well, they're hooking the unsuspecting men that haven't been taught by their own fathers. For instance, I can go to, I think it's in Proverbs, where it talks, where the father, which is, of course, would be God, and he's talking to the son and saying, son, listen to my words. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to my words are going to save you from these things right here. Okay? Stay away from the woman, right, that do these things. Okay?
Yeah, to say that and then just automatically what you're gonna be drawn to. That's just human instinct. Oh, don't do drugs. Okay, well let me do some drugs. Why didn't I want me to do drugs? That's kind of the personality I had. Anything you would tell me not to do, that's what I want to do. And that's kind of what the world looks like right now.
Well, that would be called a form of what we call adultery.
Rebellious.
It's rebellion. It's infidelity. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
that's what you were going to talk about. How rebellion and infidelity are pretty much the same.
yes,
Wait, no, no, not rebellion.
it's infidelity,
Infidelity and
adultery,
adultery.
yes, which we call cheaters today. It's really the same thing because um, infidelity has a wide range of different manifestations, just like adultery has a wide range of different manifestations to it and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, as it said, that a man can commit adultery in his heart, which is meaning it's in his mind. Out of the good treasure of the heart, the mouth speaketh. You see what I'm saying? You don't you don't think with your heart. You think with your mind, which is actually your true heart. You see what I'm saying? So whatever treasures you have in here, your mouth speak those things. See? So it doesn't take a long time to figure out somebody. It, it amazes me when people say, "Oh, I'm a Christian," or "I'm a Muslim," or "I'm a this" and stuff like that. And then you actually start talking to the people, and you realize, that's very strange because what's coming out of your mouth is totally different than what you're actually doing. See? So it's lip service most of the time, right? Because, and that's not to bash anybody, because I find that almost every religion you have the lip service in those religions, right? That don't actually do or even know what it's actually saying.
This is what we said we were going to talk about. Religion is needed for some,
Mhm.
and why?
I believe that women need religion more so now than ever
He
before.
gonna get up off us women. He gonna get up off us, ain't he, y'all?
Well, the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm seeing that men are actually the ones that's turning back to religion, right? And I don't mean dogmatic religion. I'm talking about lifestyle,
What is
God in man.
what is dogmatic? What do you mean?
Dogmatic means that
Hardcore.
that you're hardcore, very unmoving about what you believe the scriptures are saying. Um,
My way,
you're a
my
prayer
way,
you're
highway.
you're a prayer warrior, that type of thing like that. And you're dogmatic about it. But um, the upright man um, is praying, without ceasing. That don't mean what that means is I don't have to be on my knees. I don't have to be in a closet somewhere. I pray uh, without ceasing because why? It's in my heart. You know what I'm saying? It's in here. And so when I'm talking to somebody, I could be praying. You know what I'm saying? I might be saying a verse or a scripture. I might be doing, Sharia prayer, or I might not be doing any of that stuff. But I'm talking to you, right? Which is prayer in action. It's like it says in, I believe, in the Quran it says that one learned man is worth more than 10,000 worship.
So this would explain sometimes why I'd be like, "Well, you just answer the question," and then I'm wondering why you're so slow sometimes to speak, and that could be why, because you're thinking and being slow to speak for a reason.
Yes, be slow to speak and slow to anger, because how do you tell when a person's a fool? By the many words that they speak.